Hi, Denise again with Crafting on a Budget, and we are continuing our Artisan 1430 conversion to DTF. This also works for a Stylus Photo 1400. So now we have got ink in our cartridges, and we are going to install those into our printer. So I've powered my printer on, and I've pushed this ink button, and that moved my manifold into this area here because normally it seats further over so you can't get to the cartridges. And you will see that I have removed the lid to my print head area because it was, well, for one, I broke the tab that was over here, and for two, it's just easier to get the cartridges in and out if I don't have to deal with that lid. So we have our cartridges filled with our ink, and we're going to put them in to their coordinating spot. And we want to make sure that when we do, you hear that snap. That tells you that the cartridge is seated all the way in. And you might also want to look and visually inspect these pins back here. Those are the chip readers, and if they are bent or dirty, they will not register your cartridges. And remember, the light magenta and light cyan have been replaced with white ink. And everything else gets the correct ink color from DTF. Now I'm going to push the ink button, and the printer is going to go through a series of motions and charge those inks up. In the previous video, I did not stress or even mention the fact that you have to install the drivers from Epson for your printer. Since this is the Artisan 1430, that is the driver I installed. And you can still use the features to do things like check the ink levels, do print head cleanings and nozzle checks. So that's a handy tool to have. You can also do those things from the RIP software. Under File, there's nozzle check and head cleaning. You can also download Wick Reset, which I highly recommend, because then it will tell you if your waste tank is getting full. This one has been reset, so I'm only at 22%, but I have also installed a external waste tank. So it is still doing its thing. And now it has stopped. That light is no longer blinking. The carriage is back in its normal position, and it's ready to print. Now, there are times when you need to change the cartridges because you get the error that the ink is empty. Lights will come on the 1430 up here showing you which cartridges are empty. The 1400, there's an area over here that it goes to, and it'll show you that that's the one that's empty. So if you want to take your ink cartridges out, you push this ink button, you wait for it to get into that position, and then you can take the ink cartridges out. If you're going to be doing any kind of maintenance, then you want to unplug the power from your printer so that you can move the carriage freely without messing up the printer. And why would you do this? Let's say that you have black ink smeared from where the paper didn't feed through. You really want to clean your print head after that in order to keep it from smearing further. So this is where you would put a thin piece of cloth that you have saturated with some cleaning fluid. You would put that down here, like so. Push the print head over that. It's kind of catching over here, so pull that. And then you would let that soak on the wetted cloth for a few minutes, and then you would do a gentle flossing. Well, that means where you take both sides and rub gently on the print head to clean it. And then when you're done, you push that button again. Oh, no you won't, because guess what? We unplugged it. Now we'll turn it back on. And then it will do what it needs to do. So as long as this is flashing, you know that your printer is doing something and it is not going to print. Also on the wick reset, it will tell you that the printer is not initialized. And on the software for the printer, it'll tell you that it's busy. And now it says it's ready to print. The wick reset says it's ready to print, so we are good to go. All right. Well, that is all of the information I have for installing the cartridges. And next up, we will go through a maintenance program. Thank you.